Hello, everybody. Welcome to a short video about our final assignment, the program evaluation paper, which I am going to walk you through. So this is the very last assignment along with the video that you will all present, which you will use this paper to scaffold the information onto your video. So that will really be an outline of the work that you do within the program evaluation paper. And this is really to help you demonstrate your knowledge about program evaluation using a proposal format to demonstrate your knowledge and skills for practice-informed research and research-informed practice to evaluate a program or service within organizations. So this paper has two main sections. The first is the introduction, which is 3 pages, and the second is the evaluation design, which is 7 pages. So this paper is 10 pages, double-spaced total, APA format. And so you are going to have to write concisely in order to complete this assignment within a 10-page limit. So I also want to reiterate the fact that this assignment is really a culmination of all the journals that you have written throughout the semester. You can also pull pieces from your needs assessment assignment, from your logic model assignment / paper, and pull them into this paper. So it's a culmination of all of your work. I also want to reiterate the fact that there is no such thing as self-plagiarism when it comes to this paper. Ideally, you've been working on bits and pieces of this throughout the semester and you're just pulling together your work. So please do not reinvent the wheel. So the first part of the paper is you are going to describe the problem and the need. So the good news is you have addressed this in 2 assignments already, your needs assessment and your logic model. You are then going to craft an overview of the problem and the need, which you already have. You're going to identify the factors that contribute to the problem or the need, and you're going to provide the reader with an understanding. So if you haven't done this yet, this is something you're going to want to pull together and include in your existing work, but we want you to pull together estimated number of people affected or impacted by the problem or need. So this can look different across different projects, but look at local, state, national, and potentially even global data related to your issue of concern that you're trying to address. You're going to talk about the specific population, your population of focus. So make sure that you include demographic characteristics as well as geographic area that you wish to focus on. Because remember, this is an online course, so we are really including, I have students that are internationally placed within this course. So we really need to understand the cultural context and geographical context around the program which you are developing. Next, we're going to briefly talk about your method or strategy for addressing the problem or need. And so that's where you can synthesize research, theory, create a detailed program plan using citational evidence. So you have already done this in both assignments, the needs assessment and logic model as well, when you are really introducing the new program or service, which is going to be really the aim of your needs assessment. Think the very last section, or think about the logic model where that comes in the beginning part. And lastly, a summary statement. So at the conclusion of section 1, the introduction, you're going to summarize so that myself, the reader, knows exactly who you are going to recruit from the program, how many are effective, and what will be the focus of the program. So easy breezy. The second part of the paper is your evaluation design. And this is in particular work that you have been doing all semester. So pay attention to our feedback every week in your weekly journals. So you're first going to describe the evaluation design. That's already been settled. Formative, process, or outcome evaluation. I can say that 99% of my students choose to do an outcome evaluation. That's when you really look at pre-intervention data and post-intervention data to look at how your scores or qualitative experiences, qualitative data collection changes from before the implementation of the intervention and after the implementation of the intervention. So I would highly suggest the outcome evaluation design. Secondly, you are going to define the type of evaluation and why it is appropriate for the question you are asking. Okay, so again, we just sort of answered that if you want to see any sort of outcome level change in certain terms of increasing or decreasing certain concepts or variables or experiences or rates, you're going to want to choose that outcome evaluation design. So there you go, gave you the rationale. Next is the research design. So within that, you have to choose if you are going to do a SSRD, so a single systems research design or a group research design. I can say that most of my students who work with an organization, let's say you're going to implement this proposal at your practicum site, at your place of work, you end up going with the SSRD. Those of you who are interested in more like a large scale, maybe community-based program or intervention, typically go with the GRD proposal. And so you're going to give the rationale for that. You're going to list strengths and limitations and also discuss threats to internal validity. So pay really close attention. I believe the threats to internal validity was around spring break, prior to spring break, around week 9 or 10. So please review that content area. Why is this a more rigorous, why is more rigorous design not feasible? So that kind of leads you to some of the limitations of your design. And next you want to get into sample. So you have already discussed your sampling strategy in a journal, copy and paste that right into this section. Then we're going to go into data collection, measures, analysis plan. So section C and D. So I want to short circuit you to Brandon's video for a more in-depth instructions and suggestions about what data collection, measures, analysis plan can look like. And there he really does a great job, and that video is going to be linked below this video, of going through the process of how you look at your logic models, take your outcome measures, go find scales, and then you look at measurements. So how are we going to analyze these measures pre-post to then lead to the evaluation of the project, to evaluate whether or not the program or service created the desired change in the community? That could be increasing community wellness, that could be decreasing rates of depression, that could be decreasing symptoms related to PE, that could be increasing tenants in a housing complex. It can be a number of different things. So I want you to also pay attention to this bubble box on the right-hand side of the screen, because an important part of this section D is that you really need to think about, how do I determine or know if my program is successful or not? So in addition to looking at measures, so increasing or decreasing certain conditions within the community, you also want to think about scope, schedule, budget, partner satisfaction, also client satisfaction, and quality. So click on this link to get more ideas when really conceptualizing what success looks like. And lastly, in your conclusion, you're going to identify the strengths and limitations of your planned evaluation. So that is it for our program evaluation. We are rounding out the spring semester of 2022. You are all doing great. Stay the course. We are also having a synchronous session coming up next Tuesday, which will be the 5th, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. And that is optional, but we will record it so we can try to workshop some of these paper ideas. All right, thanks everybody. I will see you soon. Bye.